KTM build has survived till round 3, but this is Gnarly Nutmeg, the gnarliest race of the year. Welcome back to another race weekend. Set this up to the cows. What's up, y'all? Eating some food. So cool. Bunch of cows in there. Just got all checked in, paid for camping overnight, and I'm gonna try to get a parking spot in this field over here. I'm gonna try to set up next to the start so I don't have to walk too far. Let's get out the van and check out the spot. I'm gonna show you guys where we're going. Kids going by. Okay. This is gonna be a good spot for us. Get the camper unhooked, easy ups out, and start wrenching on the bike. Got the sickest setup going on right here. Starting to rain a little bit, so I just set up the easy up. Got the front tire installed, just got to put it on the bike. And we're working on the rear tire right now. Sitting track side. Sick. Holy, just started downpouring. Trying to get these tires done. I got to do an oil change, air filter, a bunch of other things. Just started downpouring. Good thing I got the easy up though. Covered up for the most part. I'm gonna try to bang these out. Just gotta set the bead on this and then move on to the next project. This is crazy though. Here we go, the race is officially started. Thank God we got that rain last night. It actually made for the perfect conditions for riding. Coming off of the start, I get bumped back to literally dead last. Come into this corner and take an awful line and get passed by the entire pack. Now that I'm in last place, it's time to come back. Here we go into the first mud puddle of many. This track is known for its hills, mud, rocks, and roots. It's a gnarly course.
A terrible line right there. Off to a rough start.
At the beginning of the race, I trail behind Ethan for a bit. Trail opens up and I go for a pass.
Alright. Got past Ethan. Start working on the next pass.
If you thought this course was crazy so far, you haven't seen anything yet. We are now getting into the craziest section I've ever ridden. Let's see what happens. Come around this corner and I see this huge hill, which is way bigger than the GoPro actually depicts. There's a rider on my left, so I'm forced to go through these really tight trees. Somehow I make it through, and I make it up the hill actually pretty smooth. That's not the last one though. There's many more to come.
That hill was gnarly. Caught up to Sherman on that hill. See if I can keep up.
This time up the hill, I'm going to be following Sherman. We decide to take the second line because there's a rider down on the first line. I give him a second to make it up the hill and send it up. By not getting stuck on this hill, I was able to make a couple passes, bump me up a few positions, and I keep charging for more.
Ooh, the rocks are beating me up already. Gotta keep your feet on the pegs during this rock stuff. That's what I'm reminding myself to do.
Come around for the first lap and rip up the grass track. Here I am passing the pit crew at the camp. There you can see that line. I was jumping that root section. Felt smooth, so I kept doing it.
There we go. Rode it smooth that time. Hey, gotta keep it smooth.
What do you know, we're already back at the gnarly section. Here we go, crossing over this super slippery log section and come up to this hill. Let's see how we do this time. Track's deteriorating. You can tell the difference between the first lap and now the second lap. Rocks are exposed, super slippery. Again, thankfully I make it up fairly smooth. Anything without a tip over is considered a win for me.
Pretty decent run, I'd say.
Come up to the second hill, and this is first gear, just wide open, hanging on, leaning forward. Get caught up a little bit here, and I'm able to pivot turn to the right a bit. Get myself back going. That was embarrassing. Get it fired up, and I keep chugging along.
That could have been worse, could have been better. We made it though.
Right here is probably as smooth as this track gets. You can see I was trying to jump these bumps to smooth out the track as much as I can. Take caution through these mud puddles because I have flooded my bike before. Thankfully I make it through, although it was pretty sketchy.
Pretty deep right there.
When I tell you that one hurt, let me tell you, that was the worst pain I've experienced in a while. My leg is still purple almost a week later. At this point in the race, we're in the third lap. I'm trying to ignore that bruise on my leg, and I'm trying to take good lines that avoid the rocks, bumps, and mud. I was trying to pick a good line, and I ended up picking an even worse line. I come over to this root and get hung up terribly. You can see I do some wheel spinning for a minute here. Until eventually I decided I don't want to blow up my bike, so I lifted up over this root.
Doing so good.
Lose a lot of time, lose a lot of energy, but it is what it is. We're back on the bike, time to tackle these hills now. Coming off of being stuck on that route, I was absolutely exhausted. The only way I was making it up this hill was driving my weight into the pegs and leaning forward.
Lost a lot of energy right there. Got stuck in a spot where I shouldn't have.
somehow I survived the hill section for another lap. I make it to the pits, get some gas, new battery in the GoPro, and electrolytes. Only thing is, I forgot to put my gas cap back on.
Oh shit. Lost my gas cap open.
At first I thought the gas spilling all over me was my water pack leaking. Wasn't sure what it was. I looked down and saw my gas cap was wide open.
Forgot to close my gas cap after the pit. That was a little awkward, but we're all situated now.
Comment down below any pit stop mishaps that you've had. Have you left the gas cap open, or has anything else happened? Let me know in the comments down below. Right there you can see that it slowed down at the foot of this mud section, and it actually caused me to get past. Coming up to the hills again, so far we've been fairly smooth. Let's see if we can keep the streak going. Seems like that tree squeeze is getting a little bit worn out. Bike is just screaming, and shout out to this worker who helps me out. All I remember from this point of the race was just first gear wide open up this hill. Otherwise, I just wasn't making it. You can see I almost go down right there. I save it though, just barely. Get back on, and we make it out. Coming up to this mud puddle, this thing had been sketching me out all race, so this particular lap I tried to go to the left and dodge the deep mud. It actually was even deeper, and I'd say even more sketchy. Again, I got lucky and I didn't get stuck too bad. I make it through. Right here I come into this corner and hit neutral, which is actually something I've been doing quite often this year. I'm not sure if that's because of my new shifter or what it is. But anyways, I get passed by Bob Sanderson, and I have the chance to actually learn from his pro lines. So as you can see, I'm following his lines, trying to absorb all the information that I can from watching him. It was actually quite satisfying to ride with him for the minute that I got to. Right here is where Bob takes off on me. Pretty sure that he had a mechanical issue with his bike, which is probably the only reason why I was able to keep up with him. But nonetheless, it was pretty cool to ride with a pro rider for a few minutes. Coming up to the bottom of this hill, you can see I got my boy Shane right there, scoping out some lines. I get to the bottom of the hill, start to scope out some lines for myself, decide to send it in between these riders. Here we go. Caught up on a rock, I'm wide open, trying to hang on. Get pushed to the outside, spinning tires. Hopefully this guy will help me. Come on, bro. I remember thinking at this point, this is the reason why I do my oil change every week.
Woo! Made it through that. I was worried about that. Glad that's over. Alright. Should be getting the checkered flag here. Go see how everyone else did. See what the pit crew's up to. Oh, my finger's all bloody. My hand's stuck in this position. Holy cow. Oh. Check out the damage. GoPro lens made it. I was worried it was going to be cracked. Looks like that survived. I think everything's mint. Had a couple get-offs, but nothing too bad. Overall, pretty good race.
Big ripper!
There's Molly. How'd we do? Yeah. I felt smooth, but I don't know.
Ripping.
I feel like I gotta pick up my pace
This
if
is
I wanna.
leaking.
Oh my god, we didn't put the gas cap on either.
Oh.
I drove away with gas going all over my legs. I was like, why am I wet? Is my water leaking? And I looked down, it was the gas cap. The gas cap
Sorry
was
about
leaking. That was awkward.
No one noticed. I'm surprised.
I don't know. We did good. Initial response is that we good.
Yeah, you were
The
ripping.
unofficial results said 6th place.
Yeah, you were 6th the whole time.
So, I don't know. When
Even
the
after
results
the
get official, though, it could be 5th or 4th or something.
Period.
Could be 7th or 8th.
No.
No, I was literally dead last off the start. And it looked like Bob had a technical issue.
Yep.
And he passed me last lap, and I was like holding the pace. I was following his lines, like trying to learn from him for like a minute, and then he was just going too fast. That's what I'm saying. I just gotta pick up my pace. It's like I can ride those lines or whatever. I was riding good behind him, but I just wore out. If I kept trying to go that
Why don't
fast, I
you
would
put
have
that on the
crashed. I don't know. That was good though. Yeah, I guess
Gnarly
I'm
nutmeg.
freaking gnarly nutmeg success. The bike survived though. Bike was good. Not too muddy.
Not too muddy.
Look at my fingers.
Oh.
Looks like I went through a freaking
Oh my
meat
god.
grinder or something. I don't even
Both
know.
of them.
No, that's all from just the
Wow, that's yucky.
Yeah, not bad.
Bad.
Yeah, there were some deep mud puddles that came through, and I freaking crapped my pants a little bit, but didn't flood the bike, so call that a victory. Well, yeah, it says 6th place right now, but I'm not really sure. After the last race, I don't trust that because I think last race it said I was 11th and I ended up 10th, so we'll wait until the official results are out. But my knuckles have seen better days. I'm gonna pull this glove off, see how bad this really is. Ow. Yeah, that's gonna hurt. But I think we got the next couple weeks off to heal up and everything, so that'll be good. Shoo! Bloody knuckles, that's for sure. I don't know, I'm happy with my ride. I rode smooth. I just gotta pick up my pace and ride faster, so maybe in the off weeks I'll do some other race series and work on my raw speed. Fell one time and got the handlebars to the inside of my thigh, right above my knee brace, and that did not feel good.
And
Yeah, I revealed the hands.
Oh.
Probably get used to that. It's probably gonna look like this every time I get off the track.
you should put band-aids on before.
Now I'll mess with the blood circulation.
I don't think so.
Yeah, the pit went good, and then when it said like,
The pit went good. I brought your gas cap.
yeah, that was awkward.
No.
But yeah, we got some dialing in to do. Shout out to everybody watching the videos. I got some people on the line that came over and said that they liked the videos, so that was pretty cool to hear. appreciate that. I'm gonna keep it going all year and forever, actually. Just keep it going. And shout out to the people out there cheering me on the track. I hear you. It does hype me up. That was lit. Survived. Bike survived. Yeah. I don't know. My hydration, fitness felt good. I think I just gotta learn to ride faster, which will come with time too. So you can't be too mad about it. But I think that's the biggest area for improvement, is just pick up my pace and ride a little bit more aggressive. I'm riding smooth, feel good, I'm not wearing myself out too bad, but if I can just push the pace a little bit, be able to grab a couple more positions. But either way, I had fun. Yeah, good way to kick off the season. This was round 2 of NETRA, and it's all practice for round 3, so we'll be coming back to round 3 even stronger. So